everyone. Today I'm here. I'm Sat Tangat with Sat Sangat Astrology, and I am today talking about this full moon in Scorpio at 27 degrees 38 minutes of Scorpio, and this is a transformational full moon. It triggers deep change and transformation. This full moon is ruled by Pluto, and Pluto is a transformational planet. It's a very powerful energy in the solar system. Is the farthest most planet from the sun, and it exerts a lot of power. It's a planet that destroys in order to rebuild, or it's usually represented by the metamorphosis of a caterpillar and other animals that transform from one form into another. So you may imagine that this full moon sheds the light in a special process of coming out of something, some other form, coming out into a new form. So this full moon makes just a couple of aspects that are close to exact, but not exact, although they are powerful aspects. As usually, a full moon is the opposition between the sun and the moon, which the moon reflects fully the light of the sun. So usually it plays out in relationships, because that's the opposition. Aries Libra, right? And not in this case is the opposition between Taurus and Scorpio, and you can look up in your chart where those signs, what houses those signs occupy, in order to find out the meaning and where, in which area of your life, this energy will take place. So the moon in Scorpio, it's not the most comfortable sign for her. It's actually the least comfortable sign for the moon, where the emotions are very, very intense, that so intense that sometimes they are scary. As I said, under the influence of Pluto. Pluto is sextiling the moon, and it's the ruler of this moon because it's the ruler of Scorpio. So you can expect secrets coming out from the hiding place, either by events or interaction with other people, but also if you are not interacting with other people, or if you are not in the mundane events, it can be an awareness, or making something that was not understood before into understanding and into clear thinking, right? Especially because it could be a realization of some idea, or there was maybe a problem which the solution was not available, and all of a sudden it comes into light, and you finally understand the idea, the solution to the problem, or the concept. So on the other side of the zodiac, the sun is together with Mercury, separated by about 3 degrees. So this talks about a Mercury that is overpowered by the sun. So Mercury is not too strong there because the sun is kind of shining too much light on it, and if you look at the sky, you probably will not be able to see Mercury. And this symbolism is powerful on the mind because it means Mercury rules mind, thinking, reasoning, making sense of things, and communication. So, in fact, in this case, the sun and the moon actually is more powerful than Mercury, which the moon represents our emotions and also the way we portray, or the way we um, present our self, which is the sun, into the world and into our daily activities, the way we react, the way we present or perform ourself. So, and our thinking is not involved too much in this full moon because of Mercury being in what is called in astrology heliacal phase, which is combust, or not combust because it's not at 27 degrees properly, but it's um, overpowered by the sun. So the sun is the truth, the light, the pure light, is the center of our solar system. So is the most clear understanding of any issue in that sign of Taurus, in that house where Taurus is in your chart. And it might not have to do with reasoning or thinking, but it might have to do with understanding something through emotions, through feelings, and powerful energies that are not or were not in the open before. So there might be some news that are very emotionally powerful in the public that come out, hidden information. It may come out things that we were expecting or maybe suspecting that were there, but they weren't so far expressed clearly, and now they may come out into the open. So this is something that can bring a powerful not only understanding but a change in our lives in the area where Scorpio occupies, the house where Scorpio occupies. Understanding, change, transformation, and it has this flavor of all or nothing in it because of Scorpio and the rulership of Pluto, and Pluto is all or nothing, and it's very powerful and controlling. So those emotions can be, if we are not careful, can be out of hand. And Pluto is sextiling, as I said before, the moon, which means that it's an opportunity for us to be conscious or aware of that issue. It gives us a powerful opportunity to do so. Other aspects or planetary transits that are together with this full moon, even though they don't make direct aspects as close aspects or related to the moon or to the sun, is the north node and the south node are in the Cancer and Capricorn axis. The north node indicating our future, the focus of our energy, and the things that we are pushed or to do or eager to achieve. And in this case, in Cancer, it's the sign of comforting, security, and safety. It triggers our need for those things, and also to be contained in an environment that is welcoming, that is cozy and nurturing also. Is Cancer is the sign of mothers, is the sign of home and family. So these are the kind of energies that the North Node indicates, and that's where we try to go. And using, on the other end, the structures of the past, but in this case, the South Node is together with Saturn, and actually for several months they are traveling together. So Saturn is going together with retrograde with the South Node, which means that those structures. And they might be governmental structures or the structures indicated by the house that Capricorn occupies in your chart. They are changing, they are getting more spiritual, and they are also you are also reviewing those areas, the structures in those areas. For example, if that is your home, the fourth house, then something in your home is being revised, uh, reevaluated in order to restructure something in your home, in your family, or the building structure or the spiritual structure of your home or family. Also, it could also talk to something related to your mother, if that is where your the fourth house corresponds to your mother, or your father, the predominant parent. Anyways, Pluto is also in trine, almost trine with Mercury, which gives to the thinking this power, even though Mercury is not powerful there, but Pluto is giving this transformational power to the mind. The mind may now, through the emotions triggered by the full moon, the mind may become more powerful, and and may undergo also a transformation. And that's not the only thing, because there's also Venus is conjunct for a few minutes away from Uranus. This gives unconventional values, things, financial or relationship things that come out of the blue all of a sudden, uh, values that are changing in relationships and money related matters. And especially because with Venus with Uranus is not conventional, is something different that you didn't like before. Now it feels appealing to us because Venus is kind of shaken by the freedom liking Uranus. And it's not only freedom, it's innovation, something innovative in values or finances, something that is coming out of the norm, out of the what we were used to, and in Taurus, it relates to the physical aspect of the financial, the physical aspect of the um, romantic love or relationships, and the Taurus is obviously some a sign that is stable, that is uh, secure, well planted on the earth. And here comes Uranus for 7 years, shaking up the stability and giving this freedom from this stability and also innovation. Things are different now, could be different in the blink of an eye. So Venus got this um, thunderbolt uh, crossing the conjunction with Uranus. And now we understand that there is something new, something very different that is appealing to us. And as I said, since this full moon is so transformational, it could be something that really transforms our whole life. Other things that we consider in this chart, if you see Mars just entered Cancer. And Mars in Cancer is a lot of activity, assertiveness, and uh, penetration, but also fighting for security. So helping us um, do a lot of work and putting a lot of energy in finding this nurturing aspect in our lives. So look at where Cancer is located in your birth chart, and that's the area where Mars is active and is really putting the energy. Even though Mars is not super comfortable in Cancer because that's not a place to fight. Home is not a place to fight usually, even though it happens. But Mars is happy in Aries, for example, and it happens to be square to Cancer, where right now Chiron is transiting. So Mars is approaching the first quarter square to Chiron, and this is very significant because Chiron is this inadequacy we have in our identity, Aries, and in our, if it is the ascendant in your chart, is something inadequate in your appearance, in your personality, or in injuries to your head or things like that. So, excuse me. Chiron in Aries can be very painful. It could be hurt, and in any case, it's feelings of inadequacy and feelings of not being good enough. So with Mars, it could in square with Mars, it could be actually the wounded warrior, and the warrior that doesn't really want to fight because it's not too convinced, or the warrior that has to go to war, but it's against his gut. The warrior that will take a fight but will hurt doing so. So this is very important, because if we remember, Chiron just ingressed a couple months ago, actually ingressed in Aries, and this is the first square from Mars, which is the ruler of Aries. So this is a very tight relationship, a square relationship between Chiron and Mars, and it's one of the most important aspects that Chiron will endure over the years that will be 7 years in Aries. Let's see what else. Well, I think that's enough. Jupiter is also retrograde. So, in that area of your life where Sagittarius occupies, there is a review period of a few months until the end of the year where Jupiter is now approaching a second square to Neptune. So Neptune is 18 degrees 25 minutes, and so Jupiter is slowly going backwards towards the 18 degrees. So it's building this square to Neptune. So it talks about sometimes extreme belief systems that are in review mode, and issues of spirituality that come to our awareness to reevaluate, and also dissolution of beliefs, because Neptune dissolves, right? And in fact, Jupiter rules both Sagittarius and Pisces, which is where Neptune is transiting. So both are, even though they're square, but are working in the same issues. So belief systems, and it's also a time to review natural law, expansion, and our belief system. So it's a time, while retrograde, this is a time to review our belief systems in those areas where Pisces and Sagittarius are in our birth chart. So consider, uh, in conclusion, consider those transits important only and very powerful for you personally only if they make aspects to your natal planets. If they have important contacts with your natal planets or angles like the midheaven, the IC, the ascendant, and the descendant, which is the basic structure of your chart. So if they make very tight or close aspects to those, they could be very powerful either on your birth chart or on your progressed chart. So I hope this information helps, and I would like to share with you that I have an astrology blog. It's called Sat Sangat Astrology at blogspot.com. You can visit for kind of weekly or every 2 weeks. I write a blog there, and it seems to be very popular. people have given me good comments. I also am on Tumblr at Sangat, and I post daily there. I post the daily transits and other comments. I am also on Facebook as Sat Sangat, and my icon is a red rose. So you can look me up and you can find other posts there where you can learn more about the current astrology. Thank you for watching and listening, and please share, make comments, and like this video broadcast. I appreciate your listening and watching and your sharing, and thank you very much for now. Um, and I'll leave you until the next time. Bye bye.